began with salty and bright, and I have been sharing that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Revelations 21, verses 1 through 8 state, "And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared for a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them, and be their God. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful. He said unto me, It is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of life freely. And he that overcometh shall inherit all things. And I will be his God, and he shall be my son. But the fearful, the unbelieving, and the abominable, and murderers, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. Here we have a beautiful picture of John's vision of what is to come. Jesus is going to return, and he is coming back for his church. Here we find that there will be no more death and no more sorrow and no more pain. All the things that sin in the earth produced, sin produced death, sin produced pain, sin produced sorrow. Sin is gone. There's no more of that. There is a new heaven and a new earth, which to me is just wonderful news. However, for those who are not inheriting the new heaven or the new earth, it's a sad story for them. And this is one of the reasons why I want to bring this to your attention. I want to make sure that you are in a place where you have accepted Jesus as Lord and Savior, so that you will spend eternity with God in his presence, not outside of his presence, not in the lake of fire, not in hell. And yes, hell is a real place. Jesus spoke about hell many times. It is a real place. Don't be fooled into thinking it's not. Hell was not originally created for people. It was not created for us. Hell was created for the devil and his angels. But when we decide that we will not choose God, we put our foot down and say we don't want God, then we don't get God. We don't get to spend eternity with God. And so I wanted to talk about the inhabitants of the lake of fire, because it is interesting to me the characteristics of those who will be in the lake of fire forever, which is the second death. So hopefully you will stick around in this series as we talk about the inhabitants of the lake of fire. This fire is not a purifier's fire. I was in a church once where they preached that. That is false. That is not true. This lake of fire is for torment and for torture and for punishment. It is not a purifier's fire. It is considered the second death. So a lot of people would have died before Jesus returned. This is the second death. Hate to end on a grim note like this, but you can be saved from this lake of fire. You can choose Jesus as your Lord and Savior. You can confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, and you will be saved. Then you will turn away from your sin, your sinful ways, your sinful thoughts, and turn to God and be saved from eternal damnation. Friends, if you haven't yet done so, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, hit that thumbs up so that more people can learn about what is to come. And put your comments in the section. Do you believe that hell is real? Do you believe that when the Bible talks about the lake of fire, that it actually means a lake of fire? I want to know what you think. Thanks, friends.